My next guest is a member of one of the best Montreal bands right now. I gotta tell you, these guys are up and coming, but man, are they making waves. And I gotta tell you, it's been a while since I've been excited about a local band, and these guys are right up there. Welcome, Brandon McShad from Yester Daze. What's up?
Hello, hello. What's up? Not much.
Well, what's this personality? Off air, you're all like super excitement and text excitement. Now you're all chilled in the interview. What's going on here? I was
I try
expecting
to stay
frontman.
I try to stay as laid back as possible because I'm just an anxious mess 90% of the time. So
Right, right. I was like, is that part of the shtick? Like, you got to be like chill, laid back, like, hey, what's up, guys? Rock star shtick.
no, it's just me trying to not panic all the time. So yeah, yeah.
That's okay though, because everybody's just sort of like taking it day by day.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yours to follow, the new EP came out not too long ago, dropped on February 26th. The new song Backseat Bingo just really tearing it up at radio across the country, getting ads on some of the biggest stations. I know you're getting support in Montreal on Show'em 97.7 with a couple of the cool jocks over there giving you some spins and stuff. Talk about being a band from Montreal and hearing your song on an institution like Show'em, because it's a big thing for local Montreal bands.
Yeah, so that was it. So with like the agencies and stuff we're working with, we're constantly getting, oh, this is an update, this is an update. And then one day we got the header in the email saying, Show'em wants to play you. And we freaked out just because it's like the kind of the goal and like rite of passage if you're a Montreal band is you
Yeah.
have to play on Show'em. Like before anything else, you gotta play on Show'em. So that was just like always a goal, especially for me since I was a kid. I've always been listening to Show'em. So it's kind of like, yeah, one day I'll play on there. Didn't know when, but one day I'll play on there.
Right.
Um, so it was just crazy. Like all of us freaked out. Like we were happy when other stations, like a station in California played us, Iowa, like all over the place. Norway's playing us currently. And
Yeah.
it's just like it's sick. But like when Montreal, when we got the word that they were gonna play us and make us like the big shiny song of the week, we're like, oh, so it's not even like a one-time thing. Like we're playing now.
Yeah, it's not
So
just like a feature. It's we're gonna
yeah,
we're gonna play you all week and let listeners decide if you dig you or not.
exactly. So like it was crazy. And like in the moment, I was so anxious and excited, like listening to it happen that I couldn't really like process it. It's just like it happened, and I was like, holy shit, it happened. Like
Yeah,
it
it's a
wasn't even one of those things. Yeah.
it is like a weird kind of thing, because it's like, if you're a rock band, there's nothing better than getting support from your local hometown radio station. And in Montreal, we're such a diverse music scene. If you're a EDM artist, you want to hear your song on Virgin. If you're a pop singer, you want to hear your song on the Beat 92.5 and have Jeremy White introduce your song. It's like if you're a rock dude, you want to be on Showman. I just think there's no better feeling. Everybody that I've ever interviewed, we talk about that. Who was your local radio station that gave you your first shot? And if you're in LA, you want to hear KLOS play your song. You want Jonesy's
Exactly.
Jukebox to be talking about you, or Matt Penfield, or if you're a pop artist, you want to hear JoJo on the radio on 102.7 Kiss FM, playing your song. Like, there's just certain cool, like, to the general public, it's not that big of a thing, but to like the
Yeah.
music peeps, we're like, it's so cool.
Yeah. So like when I got the email at work, I remember because me and Zach work together. So we get them at the same time, like in our emails. So we just get the like pop up of like Show'em wants to play you. And
Yeah.
I literally was just like, I'll be back. So I literally went to like the rental section of my work. You've been to our work, so you know
Yeah.
exactly where I went. So like I went there and I just sat down and I was just like, I just started like tearing up because I was like,
Sitting in the
holy
corner
shit.
crying and screaming. You're like,
Yeah.
ah!
Yeah,
Fangirling.
yeah, it was literally that. Like, I just wanted to sit down. It wasn't even fangirling. It was just like a moment of like, holy crap! Like, this is all happening because you don't really.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It goes so fast that you don't get time to process these things. They kind of just happen, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay. But then you get to show them, and you're like, okay, yeah. Now it's like it's happening because Montreal is paying attention too now, and like, it just
Yeah,
hits
man.
harder when it's from home. So
Absolutely. And, Montreal is the city. Let's be honest here. It's the best Canadian city. It doesn't
100%.
get better than that. If people in Toronto, whatever.
Yeah.
So you work with Zach, and you got a couple other cool dudes. I know, one of the guys, works at the studio and stuff. So how do you decide to create this band Yester Daze? where did the band begin? Was it you working with him together at the store and you're like, hey, let's jam, and it went from there? Or, like, talk about the backstory of this band and how you guys got started.
So it actually starts when I was still like technically a solo artist. So I had just left a band as a drummer, and I always wanted to do an EP. So I could play everything and record everything. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do these like 4 or 5 songs I've had for a couple of years. Let's record that, put that out, and that's it. Like just kind of a project. I want to see if it works.
Right.
And then we had a couple of show commitments we wanted to do, but I didn't have any backing band because obviously being a solo artist, you're the one doing everything in the studio. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll call Zach because Zach's my like one of my really good friends from high school. So I'll ask him to come play for me. And he's actually an incredible guitarist, but I demoted him to bass. So
Ouch.
yeah, but he's an incredible bassist too. Like he actually plays bass, I think, more than he plays guitar now, just because he's gone super into it and like
Yeah.
really worked on his chops.
Well,
So
there's a lot of bands like that
um,
now.
yeah,
You look at the Struts, and Jed Elliott wasn't, a
exactly,
bass
yeah,
player; he's a guitarist. So, hey,
exactly.
you bring that, slick play into the bass, and you could do a lot more stuff that just, the guy that's riding the A would be able to do.
No, exactly. And so that's it. Like with us, we really try to make everyone like showcase their stuff. Like I'm playing a riff, but like Zach's playing a completely different version of the riff that has a bit more groove or something to it.
Right.
So that's just how he is. But yeah, so me and Zach were playing together. We had a friend of ours from high school drum for a couple of practices. Didn't really work out well.
Mm.
So I was like, I don't know who to call anymore. Like I don't have any other drummer friends. Like I was the drummer friend in high school. Like everyone called me. So he's like, I'll call Matt. So Zach and Matt had been playing together for years. Just like me and Zach have been playing together for years, but none of us ever actually played all three together.
Mm.
So he called Matt up. Matt learned the songs in like 5 minutes, just came, played, and he was just insane. So I'm like, okay, well we got the band for our live shows. We'll do that. And then down the line, we started kind of writing together just because we're always practicing together. So sometimes we'll just come up with jams out of nowhere. We're like, ooh, that's kind of cool. That kind of sticks. But like the biggest thing that made us change to a band was because we would play shows and I always wanted to be kind of like, like Prince or David Bowie, where it's like you're the artist and stuff, but at the same time, like the band is known just as much as you are. So like
Mhm.
David Bowie, like the band was known as David Bowie too. So like you knew his guitarist. You weren't there like, oh yeah, it's just David Bowie. And like Prince is the same thing, like Prince and Revolution. You knew who they were.
So
So
then, let me ask you this: why not be Brandon McShad and the Yester Daze? Why did you go with the band name?
So Yester Daze didn't exist until we decided to be a band. So like it wasn't something that was there and we just jumped ship to the full name.
Uh,
It was just we really wanted it to be like I thought I always wanted to be a solo artist and have, like not be afraid anymore, be like, yes, you're hearing it's Brandon McShad. It's actually
mhm.
but then I kind of was like, you know what? I like the mysterious element of like being in a band and like, you get to know the band and like, everyone kind of thing.
Right.
So also we wanted something that was just very active stuff like that. So hence the name Yester Daze. It's 3 syllables. It could be chanted at venues. It could be chanted at stadiums. Anywhere really, it works. So
Yes.
that's why we went that route. But also just because they weren't getting enough credit, and I felt bad because they contributed just as much, if not more, depending on the song. So I'm like, it's kind of annoying that like I will literally have done nothing, and people are like, so Brandon McShad. I'm like, well, no, it's we all wrote it together, and people were always as a solo artist. I'm like, well, it's not
Yeah, but
just
dude,
me.
it doesn't matter because look in the pop world. Justin Bieber has got 8 songwriters on his record, and as soon
Yeah,
as
I
he does
know.
an interview, so Justin, tell me about writing this song. Where did the song come from? It's all in the way you sell it, right? So you're a good dude for giving the credit where credit is due. So I like that.
Exactly.
I like it. Hey, so one of my
Yeah,
favorite songs
yeah.
on the
I mean, I've
EP.
always been very much like the
Oh yeah, go ahead. I know there's like a weird delay today. So, anyways, so I was gonna say that one of my favorite songs on the EP is "Other Side," and I really enjoy the fact that it's not super like overproduced like a lot of the rock stuff that's coming out today. It really kind of gives me the vibe that I'm in the room with you dudes. There's not a whole lot of overdubs going on. It sounds like it's live, cut off the floor. Talk about the recording process of this because obviously you recorded it locally in Montreal. What was
yeah.
being in the studio recording this music like?
I mean, we're really efficient, thankfully, in the studio. So like we'll book a day session, we'll go in and the song's done. So we never record all together kind of thing. We'll do, like the bare bones together, but then because it's hard for everyone to be tight all the time in those kind of live session kind of ways, we really just everyone records their part individually. So like Matt he's always tight. So that was like one or two takes for drums and he was done. And then we went over like little fills here and there. But other than that, the song was done with him for like within an hour.
Mm.
And then for bass and guitar, the reason why it takes longer is just because we love pedals and experimenting with sound so much that it's just tweaking for the longest time and be like, all right, that's our tone. Cool. So guitar one's tone is that. And then it's just, that's it. So we're just very straightforward. Like you're saying, it sounds like, it's just straight off the live floor. It's literally that. It's like 2 tracks of each thing we're doing, and that's it really. Just so it sounds fuller. We'd never want it to be that band where it sounds the exact same in studio as it does live. Like we still sound good live, but we want people to be intrigued and actually listen and be like, this doesn't sound like 3 people. This sounds monstrous,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's exactly what we did. But yeah, it was just it's always fun to work with our producer Matt. So named Matt. But yeah, he just really knows our sound. He's been working with me since I was like solo. So he's really good at understanding what sound we're going for and how to kind of push it a bit too. So it's not just redundant, the same old thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if my internet's cutting out right now. I got a pop up on my screen, but
No, yeah, your qualities dropped a little, but I can hear you. It's okay. So interesting. So let me ask you this. In 2020,
perfect. That's it. I just wanted to make sure because I saw the pop up.
No, you're good. You're good. Let me ask you this. In 2021, being a relatively new band and trying to get the word out there, and doing promo for music right now is just so bizarre because you can't get out there and really play shows. What's the route you guys are taking to try and get the music out there as an independent band without having a label behind you?
So we're lucky enough to be working with people like Looters and RPM. So they're both agencies that kind of help in different ways. So Looters is a bit more for press and stuff, so they've been helping us a lot with that.
Mm-hmm.
And RPM is just strictly radio, and that's been working great. So really, that's just what's been helping us the most. But besides that, we like to showcase our personalities. So at least if people check out the music, they could see who we are afterwards. So like on our YouTube, we do all these really dumb videos to kind of be like, hi, like behind the band, it's really serious musically, but like outside of music, we're a bunch of idiots. So like
a bunch of goofballs just having some fun with rock and roll.
Exactly. So that's it. So I know like us, we do have planned to do like a proper live session for YouTube where it's recorded properly. We're gonna have like lights and everything, so it feels like if you came to see us, that's what you would get. So we're gonna at least do that soon. We're kind of just waiting with the whole curfew right now to see when we can do it.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the best I think we could do right now. Besides that, it's kind of just word of mouth that's really been helping us a lot. A lot of people are there's like a fly in the room apparently, but a lot of people have been kind of just spreading the word. So like streams just went through the roof one day and we were like, wait, what? Like, okay.
Yeah. It takes one person to tweet about it, that has a little bit of pull and everybody's checking it out. And that's kind of where, it starts to take off,
Yeah.
It's good. What's it like working in a music store? When you're recording this album, do you get to just go into the rental section when nobody's looking and grab a nice Les Paul and go cut some guitar tracks? Or
we could. That's the thing, is we could do that if we wanted to. I was mostly a Strat, like Fender kind of guy for the longest time. I only got my first Les Paul like yesterday.
So, oh, nice. Yeah, I'm not a Les Paul guy either, but I was figuratively speaking. You've got all this gear kind of like in your arsenal, at your disposal. So it's like, why not have some fun?
Yeah, so it's a blessing and a curse to work in a music store, just because the blessing is, like you said, you can try out gear, you can borrow it for sessions, which we have. Yeah. But then the curse is you end up buying a lot of this gear, or you buy a lot of gear because you're like, why not? Yeah. It's going towards that,
Yeah, so. Musicians are the worst like that. You'll make $100 at a gig and you'll go spend $700.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally that.
Oh man, that's awesome. Nice Van Halen shirt, by the way. I know we were coordinating. I was like, you're wearing Van Halen, okay? So I'll wear Kiss. So there you go.
I wish we matched, honestly.
You should have. Hold on, wait. Do I have any? I don't have anything Van Halen. Oh wait, hold on a second. My in-ears are Van Halen stripe.
Hey, there you go. That's good
So
enough.
there you go. So we're kind of matching.
There you go. We match.
And I like that you have the Van Hagar shirt. That's the Hagar Wings logo.
Really? I see. I never knew which logos were what. This was actually given to me when I was getting into music by like my cousin. So
Nice.
this is from when they were on tour. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's an actual tour shirt.
Yeah, it's like a
Dude.
vintage one he bought when he saw them. So
Yeah, that logo looks to me. Maybe it was wrong, like the Foreign Lawful Carnal Knowledge, maybe Balance tour. Does it have any like writing on it? Is there any tour dates on the back or?
no, it just says Van Halen kicks ass on the back. That's all it
Oh,
says.
see, I think that might have been Van Halen 3 then, because that
Okay.
logo, yeah, that looks late 90s, which is awesome. Um,
Sweet.
so this new EP that's out now, you got 4 songs on this. Are you guys just doing the streaming route, or are you planning on, printing up some CDs, maybe some limited edition vinyl of this EP, or are you gonna save that for when you actually put a full collection of music, like a full album? And is there a full album in the works?
For that, no idea. We're always writing, but like, we don't want to just throw every song we have and then, oh, Jesus, I hit something, and then call it an album kind
Hmm.
of thing. So, because we were almost doing that when we were making this EP, we kind of had a collection of songs and we were kind of just doing it. But then with the COVID and everything like that, we didn't finish a lot of them, which was kind of again a bit of a blessing because they weren't as strong as we thought they were. Like looking back on them now, they were mostly almost filler compared to what we're writing now and what we've written since, kind of thing,
Mm.
um so yeah, we do want to get some vinyls because especially me, like I have a decent collection going so far.
Yeah.
So like I do want to get more, and like we do want to get CDs and stuff like that too, just because we have a lot of friends who would love to have them, and also we love doing
Well,
kind of like, you know.
listen, when shows come back and you're playing gigs, you can't sign somebody's Spotify.
No, exactly.
You need to have the
Yeah,
CD, you need to have the vinyl, and listen, it's a revenue stream for the band as well, so you can make more music, So
yeah,
it might cost a little bit to get, some CDs and vinyls made, but in the long run, it's good because you got that, hardcore fan base that are around you that will support you and buy them either way. So, and like I said,
yeah.
you can't sign somebody's Apple Music or somebody's
No,
Spotify.
exactly. No, we do plan on getting them. That was it. We were aiming more to get them when shows kind of start coming back. Um, and then if that doesn't happen relatively soon, like we're thinking hopefully fall, winter it might start. If that doesn't happen, then we're gonna go kind of, we'll start our own kind of online shop where it's like, hey, you can buy some stuff from us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
get some
we'll
merch,
do
get
it
some
that way. Yeah.
tees, and you
Exactly.
guys
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
you guys have good branding, really nice artwork, and like you're doing it right, and everything looks good. So, I mean, I'd put that on a t-shirt. I mean, look at that cover. Come on, guys,
Yeah. We
look at
have some
that.
sample merch that looks like that. So we're pumped to get it out. Eventually it's just right now it's just figuring out, is it the right time, or can we actually do this, because we also have budget aside for other things. So
Yeah. Do you want a really good mix of an album, or do you want us to blow that budget on t-shirts?
exactly, yeah, because like that's the thing. Worst case, we could always, whatever we release next, if it's not too long after this, we could kind of have also the merch that goes with this collection as well.
Yeah, of course.
So then
Or, you end up blowing up, and just like Def Leppard, that EP, Joe Elliott had like 1,000 made of their first EP, and now they're worth, like $500, $600, $700 for a single, 7-inch. So who knows? Maybe you'll blow up and this first
yeah,
limited edition run of merch, becomes super valuable. Who knows?
yeah, exactly. Like currently right now, anyone who has, like, I don't know if I have anything nearby, but like my vintage kind of like picks that I used to play live, I don't use them anymore because like I've changed kind of gauge, and I've changed like the shape as well. So like anyone who's seen us last year got these picks after our show, but like the logo is not the same anymore. We went
Hmm.
from having a logo like that to having like a really big bold kind of logo. So
Nice.
now that kind of has already gone up in value. Anyone who has it is like, oh shit, first generation picks. So
First gen, man, you can't beat that. What kind of picks
no,
are you
exactly.
using?
Mine are made by a company called Intune, I think.
Oh, okay.
Intune Guitar Picks.
Nice.
And the reason why I even went for them is because when I went and see the Struts about like 5-6 years ago in Toronto, I got Adam's pick, and
Oh,
then
nice.
on the back I saw that it was in tune guitar picks, so I was like, well, they
Yeah.
do custom picks. I'll just go get it from them.
Perfect.
So yeah, so I went and get it made from them. I play usually Jazz 3 kind of style picks, but a bit thinner, not as thick as the real Jazz 3. But
Okay.
recently I started playing Jazz 3 XLs, so a bit bigger, a bit easier to hold, but I still like the way the tip sounds on the strings. So
I was looking
it's
for
kind
a
of a vibe
Jeremy
this one.
White pick. I found one. There he goes. I get mine from the pick guy. He does picks for John 5, and they're super. I love super glossy,
Sick.
like slippery picks. So yeah, these are great.
Okay.
In Tune and Pick Guy, two of the biggest and best pick makers. So there you go. I love it.
Damn, look at us.
Well, this new EP, Yours to Follow, from yesterday is available now wherever music is streamable and downloadable. Go on iTunes and go buy it. 4-song epic, 13 minutes. I mean, come on, man. Light it up. Backseat Bingo, just lighting it up everywhere on radio across Canada and North America. Hopefully we get them in the States. And, you know, for people that are watching this for the first time and being introduced to Yesterday's for the first time, describe your band to them.
Oof. I think the way we've started describing it is, it's very heavy instrumentally, where, we have that kind of fuzzy, really bassy tone. It has kind of like balls to it almost, but then I have the pop melodies because I'm just naturally super influenced by pop artists.
Mm-hmm.
So we always say that, like where heavy kind of meets pop is kind of our thing. So it's very much, you hear the music like, oh, I don't know if this is for me. And then I come in vocally and people are like, oh, it's not too bad. I could take this. So
Right.
yeah.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
If you were to name 3 of the biggest influences in your music, who would they be?
Usually, honestly, we always say Foo Fighters, just because we all, as a band, each of us loves Foo Fighters just as much as the other. Royal Blood is a massive influence on us, which you can kind of hear the tones. They're very similar as
I can
well.
hear it in the guitar production, yeah.
Yeah, so Royal Blood as well. And then I'd say Muse also, because of the way we go about with bass and stuff. Like the bass is super, it's there. It's not
Very
kind of
present.
like,
Yeah.
so Muse is very like that as well. So
Those are
yeah.
3 great bands to model after, man.
Thanks, man.
And I might be interviewing Taylor Hawkins very soon, so I'll tell him you said hi if that happens.
Damn. I'd cry, dude.
All right, man. Well, this is super fun. Yesterday's Yours to Follow, new EP available now. Go stream it, download it, do what you got to do. Support these guys. Good local band out of Montreal. It's fun. I'm catching up with some cool indie artists as opposed to the Paul Stanleys and the David Coverdales. I got the legends and I got the up and comers. You got to cover all bases.
Exactly.
I love it, man. Brandon, listen, man, you said it all. Where could everybody find you online, and what's the best way to support you?
You could find us obviously on anywhere you stream your music. So Yester Daze. That's very important because people sometimes think it's one word.
Yester Daze. Yester Daze. Yester Daze.
It's exactly that. So Yesterday's, you can find us anywhere streaming wise. We have our website, yester-daze.com. And then on socials, anywhere really, we're there at official Yesterdays. And we're also on YouTube. Same thing. So we post some funny stuff sometimes. We're kind of a meme.
Yeah, fun, goofy videos.
So. Yeah.
It invites fans into the world of what's going on, and people like that. So it's good. Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for chatting. This was great. Best of luck with this EP. I hope it blows up. I hope you guys become stars. And don't forget me when you're playing the Bell Center.
Never. We're going to forget you, man.
All right, man. Cheers. We'll talk soon.